Alright, welcome to episode 11 of Odd Man Rush. To my far left, we got Brian Rokos. In the middle is Eric Vaca, and I'm Noel Murawski, your host. I don't know what week it is in the NHL schedule. We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah. It's past week 11. Let's just say that.
It was all your fault, Nolan.
A couple things went on, I guess.
Hockey.
In our little break that we had.
It was a good break.
Some trades. Some teams getting better. Eric is pissed at something.
I've lost the ability to use the internet.
What is wrong with you?
Not because it's not working, because of my own brain does not work.
Oh.
So anything that I look up today will be speculation. Because I'll go, it says here.
Maybe you're too old.
Maybe. I think that you get over the hill, gray hair, and then you just can't work
figure out
anything.
computers. Damn technology.
So what's first? Trades? Trades.
You want to talk about trades? Or
Trades.
We're going to talk about trades.
Let's talk about trades.
Let's talk
Did a
about...
trade happen?
Yeah, a big trade. A three-way trade.
You know, you really need to do your research.
I don't do any research. I just wing everything.
Mm.
Let's talk about Duchesne.
Well, that trade didn't just happen.
Okay, well then you want to go with the other one?
Wow.
No, we do what you want.
Well, let's
just-
go with the Duchesne.
I was letting the
trade then.
people know it happened a month ago.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
A month and a day. Sorry.
You were counting?
I looked it up.
I did research on it.
It is the 6th today.
Well,
Anyway.
it was the first trade to happen, so let's talk about the first trade.
Okay.
Well, we already talked about it.
We're going chronological.
We did. We're just doing an update on how it's going. If we changed our
Yeah, because we
opinions
did
on who
break
won the
it.
trade. We
that
did
week.
break that trade.
Yeah, last episode.
And we all gave our opinions, I believe. Mine was very heavily, geared towards bashing one team and their decisions.
Yeah, and it's looking like you were right.
It's shaping up that way.
I can't believe that he hasn't been able to do anything.
All right, I did a little research, just a little.
Run the numbers.
So since the trade,
Right.
the big giant trade, Ottawa has gone 3-7-1. Nashville 11-2-1.
Mm-hmm.
And Colorado 4-6-2, but really they're doing almost better, if not the same, without Duchesne.
We expected Colorado not to.
Colorado, that's not a surprise at all.
Yeah.
They're actually doing probably better than we thought. Now, the really interesting part: Matt Duchesne in 11 games has 1 goal and 1 assist,
Mm-hmm.
2 points in 11 games since the trade. Now I understand it usually takes a little bit of time to get comfortable with your
It shouldn't
new
for
team.
for superstars though.
That's what it bugs. I like Duchesne, good player, but he's not an all-star. He's not.
No,
He's not a star. He's a good player. He's a good second-line guy.
So who's he comparable with? If he's not the star,
Kyle Turris.
Yeah.
It's not even looking that good at this point.
Well, okay,
because
so
Turris was on a
Turris in 13 games has got 3 goals and 9 assists. He's got 12, almost a point a game, in 13 games
With Nashville?
with Nashville. So, how come he can just jump right into Nashville? And is
Well,
Nashville that much better than Ottawa? I think
Arguably,
yes.
yes. Yeah. I would say yes.
But the thing that makes me laugh the most, or makes me sad the most for Sens fans, is that trade was they gave up future. Again, just dumping away future to get Matt Duchesne. And they're all win now.
I know. Well,
Carlson has, no points in however many games?
he's
Minus 11.
No points in 9 or 10.
Killing me in my pool. But
They've dropped out of a playoff spot.
Oh,
whereas
they're
they
tanking.
were in third.
it is not going well
Now,
for Ottawa.
granted, if you're in the playoffs in the Atlantic, you're in third.
Yes.
If you're not in third, you're not in the playoffs.
Correct.
In the Atlantic,
At,
so
at this rate, yeah. But
because the Atlantic is just the beat on.
if Ottawa doesn't make the playoffs this year, and they gave up that much, now that I believe their pick was top 10 protected, but still, what if they get the 11th pick and they trade that away?
That would,
Yeah, if they just missed the playoffs.
It is. I don't know how that guy still has his job, but whatever. We'll see.
But they got time to turn it around.
Oh, of course they
Again, my caveat was, it's a bad trade unless Ottawa wins a cup.
do. Yeah.
And
That's a
when
big
you
word.
said earlier in the season,
He likes his big words.
that's a big word.
sorry, and I might have even used it correctly. I don't even know.
Uh-oh.
But
Got to put it in layman's terms for him.
yeah, no. If
Please.
uh,
That's another big word.
you even said yourself earlier in an earlier episode that any team that makes it in has got that chance, right?
Sure.
They got that fighting chance.
Yep,
So.
but you got to make it in.
Especially in the Atlantic.
Well, you get a good first round matchup, that's for sure.
Based on the teams, what they look like right now, assuming that Toronto doesn't trade off some of their contracts that are ending,
Okay.
with Ottawa, what they have now, can they beat Toronto in the playoffs if they were to go 2-3?
No,
Mm-mm.
depth is going to come into play. Carlson has the ability to carry them to a point, but I don't think they have the goaltending. I'll take Andersen over Anderson
I would too.
in a best of 7.
Yeah, I would too.
He's younger, I think just better, and especially the way he's played.
He looked really good
He's
last
been
month.
calm, very calm.
But that's why they call him Steady Freddy. I think Toronto now has that playoff experience, and they're just deep. They're 4 lines deep. They can run
But they don't
4
have as much
good
playoff
scoring
experience
lines.
as Ottawa.
They don't.
I mean, you look at what Ottawa went
se.
through last year.
But Toronto's been there now.
They've
They
been there,
have.
but they didn't go as far as Ottawa did.
But they're deep. Ottawa's not.
But Ottawa wasn't deep last year, and look who they were knocking off.
Well,
So
they just went on some crazy run. They did it before.
so it's, you thinking that it was just a fluke?
Yeah. Look at the standings.
When they went
this
on the
year.
run in 06 or
Was it 06?
No.
07, maybe
When they lost to Anaheim,
They lost
whatever
to
year it
Anaheim,
was.
it was 07.
07.
Yeah.
So when they went on that run, it wasn't a fluke though. They had
No, they had a pretty good team
Yeah,
there. It was a bit of a surprise, but
Zdeno was still there.
No, he wasn't.
no, I don't
No?
think he was. No, he was in Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, what do I know?
Nothing.
Okay.
Tampa
Anyways,
Bay's gonna suck this year.
back.
That's what he said.
Winnipeg's not gonna make the playoffs.
They can still suck.
Edmonton's gonna win
You
the
agreed.
division.
You agreed. And
I-
you agreed on Edmonton.
Sure,
Anyway,
I agreed with a lot of the stupid crap that comes out of your mouth.
that's why we're friends.
Yeah.
I said Buffalo's gonna suck. I was right.
I think we all agreed on
Yeah.
that one.
No,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was the one who said that.
Although I took Eichel in the pool in all my pools
Sorry.
because I assumed he was going to be a leader on that team, and it's not looking that way right now.
No.
I mean, he's still playing okay, but they got a lot of problems down there.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
Anyways, it's still looking like everybody won the trade except Ottawa.
Yeah.
It's our consensus up to this point.
Oh yeah.
And Duchesne's really going to have to go on a tear to turn it around. Otherwise, I bet you the fans hate him forever.
Oh, poor guy. I feel bad for him, but
Okay.
too bad.
Vatanen and for Henrique. What are your thoughts
Plus
on
others.
that one?
We had a pretty good discussion online about this. As
Because
to-
somebody said they hated it. What was New Jersey thinking? I believe they said.
That started it.
And
and
then I researched it.
I was thinking the same
I
thing
think
too
they
at
could have
first.
gave up less. For
But
Vatanen.
it looks pretty even across the board.
I like it all around. I think it's good for both of them.
Yeah, I think it puts Anaheim into contention again
Yeah.
to do well in that division.
What's gonna happen when Getzlaff comes back though?
Well, that's
Where's
fine.
Henrique in this line?
Henrique's a
Fourth line?
he's a depth.
No, he'll be their third line center
You
when
think so?
when Kessler and Getzlaff come back.
Yeah.
He's
Absolutely.
definitely a third line guy.
Power play, third line guy.
Yeah, if
But-
they even keep him at center.
Or
you
if they
need,
even
if
keep
you
him.
need to low up.
Maybe they'll flip him.
Was it
I don't think so.
No.
At the deadline?
You don't trade one of your top defensemen for somebody you're gonna flip.
Yeah, that's true. But they got Blandisi and a conditional third round pick, I believe.
Solid depth.
But no, Henrique, Blandisi, and a third round pick for Vatanen and a conditional draft pick. And it was something about playoffs or something. I don't know what the condition was, but either way, it's not much of a pick. I think it works for both teams really well. I think Anaheim they've been shopping Vatanen for how long now? And it just made sense. I thought they could get more for him, to be honest. But-
I think New Jersey could have gave up a lot less to get Vatanen.
I think they were.
Vatanen hasn't played well this year.
I think they really wanted
He was
to send him
injured.
east too.
He just started. He's only been playing for, a few weeks now? I think he's
Oh, there you go. Why
played
you
maybe
giving-
10
Why are you
games.
giving up all that for an injured player?
I think they wanted
He's
to go
young.
east too. They don't want him. They don't want him in the West Coast playing against him every night.
He's a great mobile, right shot, young defenseman. Power play specialist.
Do we know what the condition is on the pick?
Oh, I could look it up, but I don't really want to.
It's not significant.
I don't think
if they
it's.
didn't
No,
even write it
I know
down.
I looked it up before and it wasn't significant.
banger
Something about
pops.
third round picks being swapped over if someone makes the playoffs or this and that. Not a big deal. It's not a
One of our
deal breaker or anything.
One of our viewers has a comment going back to the Leafs that he does not feel confident in their defense. He says they need to score 4 to 5 goals a game to win.
I don't think any Leaf fan feels confident with their defense.
And then we have another comment online that says Eichel is a bum with a huge ego.
That's very true.
Hey, that's General Manager Eichel. Don't talk to him like that. He is the boss.
He'll trade you.
He will
His
trade
little-
you.
His little, what's that cartoon with the 2 dogs and the one dog jumping around the bigger dog? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh
South Park,
No, it's not something.
Simpsons, Family Guy,
no, it's an old one. It's like
Yeah.
Looney
Looney
Tunes.
Tunes. Well, the little dog is, what's his name? Reinhardt.
Reinhardt's probably bigger than him though. That's the funny thing.
Reinhardt stinks.
Yeah, he needs to just go to the AHL and go away. He's not good enough.
He's going to Europe.
He's
He's
good.
gonna be in Europe in a couple of years.
He's good enough for Buffalo, but that's it.
He's like, I don't know.
Okposo's been injured though too, hasn't he? Isn't that one of the reasons why Buffalo's not doing
Like
good?
that's gonna make a difference
Okposo's a good player.
when he's with Tavares. Just like Matt Molson was a good player when he was with Tavares.
What do you think? Sorry, I hate to stay off, but when we're talking about trades, what could theoretically, if any team was willing to take him, what could Buffalo get for Evander Kane?
Who wants him?
Because
Well, let's see,
Evander
they
Kane,
gave
Evander
up
Kane's
Tyler
been playing
Myers.
well this year.
They
He's
gave up
playing
Tyler
very
Myers.
well.
For him, correct? Was it 1-for-1 swap?
Myers.
Or was there other pieces involved?
It might have
No,
been.
Myers was
Either
part
way,
of
it
the
was-
Bogosian trade, wasn't he?
No, I thought he was the Kane trade.
Because they wanted a.
No. Oh,
Didn't
maybe
they want a
Bogosian was part
defenseman
of it.
back?
Bogosian came with them, I think.
I don't remember. It was a long time ago, but I know Myers was involved. Look it up, stats guy.
You're the stats guy.
not. I'm the.
I'm asking what would a team be willing to give up? Would they give up a roster player and a pick? Should they look at just going for picks?
That's a really tough. He's such a tough case though, because yeah, he is playing well,
his
but on a
personal
terrible team.
But he's a
But he's got
dummy.
so many problems off the ice, and he's had so many problems in his young career.
And teams don't want that.
No, I just don't see someone giving up a lot for him.
I don't like him.
What about Ryan O'Reilly? If anybody was willing to take that contract,
That's going to cost you a lot more than
it's
Evander
looking
Kane.
looking like Buffalo just needs to
they need. They rushed the rebuild.
yeah. Bogosian.
They
was
went
part
out
of
and
it.
signed a bunch of players. They brought in these crazy contracts from free agency. As soon as they got Eichel, they went crazy, and it's definitely backfiring on them. But
Wow. So this goes back to 2015.
yeah,
It was Evander Kane and Zach Bogosian to the Sabres for Tyler Myers, Drew Stafford, 2 prospects, and a first-round pick.
oh wow,
Did they get hosed on that?
wow, Buffalo sucks. No wonder they're terrible every year.
Well, wasn't that the year after Tyler Myers came off his Calder Cup season?
His
His
Calder
rookie season?
trophy?
Yeah, his Calder trophy.
Did he win the
yeah.
Calder?
He did. He won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but he sucked for a couple of years after that, right?
I think that it
It
was,
was
Yeah,
after
a
he
couple
sucked.
years. Yeah.
after he
that's
had
true,
his sophomore
yeah.
slump.
Yeah, he was terrible
what
for
it
a couple of years out. Not terrible, but
That was back when Tim Murray was there. Was doing
oh,
that.
poor Sabres fans.
Was running it.
My girlfriend was a Sabres fan. Now she's a Leaf fan. She's not a one of those
That's good.
bandwagon jumpers, but still.
No, that's fine.
Right.
When you stop being a Sabres fan, you're not a bandwagon jumper. You're a bandwagon jump offer.
You're just smart.
You're jumping off.
That's all you are. Let me off this burning wagon.
I still like going to Sabres games, and when I go to
sure.
when I go there, I cheer for them because this is a great building.
Yeah.
I always cheer for the other team.
Always.
Yeah.
No
I
matter
do
what it
enjoy
is?
being. I like being the bad
The last
guy.
There's
Sabres
some
game-
teams I would.
The last Sabres
It's
game I
fun.
went to was Washington and Buffalo, and I wore that jersey.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Everybody thought Ovechkin was in the stands that night. Didn't think that he was playing.
the hairier Ovechkin.
All right, what's next?
The Habs resurgence. Do you think they're gonna keep winning, or are they gonna fall off again?
I'm gonna stick with my original prediction. They're gonna.
Who did they beat the other night, but by a huge margin?
Oh, Detroit.
Detroit.
Detroit's one of those teams that they look good for a couple games and then they just look awful.
And Mrazek was playing, and
They're
he's the
pretty
type of goalie who
inconsistent.
lets in two,
Very.
and he can't stop a puck after
Yeah.
that.
Everyone thought
So-
Detroit would be terrible this year, so they're doing better than everyone thought, I guess. But
They started out really good.
I'm sticking with my, and I said it all along. I think they were playing a lot better than their record showed. Carey Price was terrible, and that had to change, and he's showing now.
He was playing injured, I'm convinced now.
Oh,
He
sure.
was playing with something.
But it wasn't Carey Price wasn't the problem.
No, he wasn't the problem, but he was one of the
It was
problems.
the scoring.
There was a ton of problems they had, but they were playing well in those games overall. They were carrying the play. They had a ton of shots. They were shooting teams consistently. Their Corsi was high, and they weren't getting the bounces. They weren't getting the goaltending, and they just were snake bitten. Now I still don't think they're going to finish second or third in the division. I think they're going to get that third spot because I don't see any of the other teams catching them. But I think they're going to go back and forth the rest of the year. Just squeak into that third spot. Unless Carey Price gets injured again. Nolan disagrees.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nolan. Tell us how you feel.
I just don't think they're good. And I said it at the beginning of the year. I don't think they're a good team. I think they got two players. They have Drouin, who they think is going to supply the offense, and they have Carey Price. That's not going to win you a hockey game.
Well, they got
I mean, it could win you
Galchenyuk,
one
Gallagher, Pacioretty.
Yeah, who don't do anything.
Well, they're not having great years, but
You also have Buddy on the back end there.
yeah, you got Shea Weber.
Shea Weber.
Who's 1 out of 5 like Fulton Reed.
I think you dropped that name a few times.
Yeah.
Montreal. So I think that Montreal is one of those teams that I think I hate to ride the fence. You know, Brian says they're good. Nolan says they're not.
I'm not saying they're good. I'm saying they're going to get
You're saying
a third
they're
spot
better
in a
than they
weak
show.
division.
Which is where we are
Who?
in a weak division, like the Atlantic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
But I think there's two clear-cut
So do you
teams that
think
are
they'll
ahead
get
of the
there?
pack. I think it's Tampa Bay and Toronto.
yeah,
are-
it's looking that way. Yeah.
I don't want to say a lock, but they're shaping up to be 1-2 in that division.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's that battle for third. And who's going to catch? Who do you think is going to beat Montreal to get that third spot? Ottawa, Boston. You think Boston
I don't think so.
I think
crazy.
they're going to have a late surge.
or Florida?
Not Florida. Florida.
A late surge.
Every time
Buffalo?
every time I turn Google on, it shows me the standings, and Florida's not even in the, not even there.
Well, they forget they exist. That's why. No one knows Florida exists.
I just think Montreal's got a lot of holes.
Oh, they do.
That's just all it is.
They are.
They play
one of
well
the-
for how many holes they have.
I think they're one of the teams that gets crushed the most by one injury. Like, how many teams, if they lose one of their good players, will be that crushed, like Montreal?
So Montreal,
just-
Montreal, Boston, and Detroit are all within 2 points of third place. Montreal is currently holding the third place. Boston's right behind with 28 points. Detroit's got 27, and then it goes 24
Detroit.
for Ottawa, 24 for Florida, and then Buffalo's at 18. So they're
Go Buffalo. They can do it.
well, it's possible, but it's very, very
No,
unlikely.
It's not possible. It's really not.
So
I forgot about Detroit, but they're gonna sink. I don't think Detroit's gonna compete. I think it's gonna come between those three teams.
I think that they're
battling.
almost despite the lopsidedness of that score.
No.
Other than the goaltending, they're pretty close teams.
No.
Other than goaltending and Shea Weber. Detroit's got like some really good offensive talent. Nyquist, Larkin, and those guys are very comparable to Galchenyuk and Pacioretty.
They got a few younger guys, but from their core is still very old. But look at their defense. Mike Green and Cronwall, and I don't know who else they have on there, but they're all
That's pretty
late
old, too.
30s.
They're old, yeah.
And then you got Zetterberg leading the way. Like, it's just everyone expected them to be rebuilding now, and they'd be a bottom, you know.
As soon as Babcock left,
Yeah.
all the
They
rats
barely
went
made the
down.
playoffs that
Yeah.
first year,
Yeah.
but they're playing a lot better than anyone thought. I think.
Anyways, fantasy update.
Oh, we're doing
Yes.
fantasy update. I like
Fantasy
these.
update. It's getting better for me. I'm liking them more and more.
It's getting better for Nolan. Oh wait, no, sorry.
It was
It's not
looking
getting
good.
better for Nolan.
You know, the traditional way to cheat in golf is to lower your score. That's
All
fine.
right.
I'm technically in first.
No.
You're playing for par.
Way in the rear. We
Not
have
way in the rear.
no way in the rear with 505 points. Nolan's team, Then we have with 515 points, we have Tech Sergeant
Back,
Kennedy.
Put that in a night.
He has 515, 10 points up on Nolan. And then we have the Camel Taves, Mr. Vaca, 567 points. You are 61 points behind myself. The Schmeltz was 628.
Who's racking up all your points?
My big Kucherov, huge.
Oh yeah.
Scheifele, Wheeler, Sagan, Ben. Freddie has been big for me in net. But it's mostly Dallas and Winnipeg have been carrying me. Crosby's been,
Taking people in the Central Division, that surprises me.
well, because I knew those were two really offensive, dynamic teams.
Mm-hmm.
And that should have been better with goaltending, but I didn't care about that.
Hellebuck.
Hallebuck, should have picked him.
Yeah. Can you imagine if Hellebuck raises the cup this year?
I would love to
What?
see Winnipeg win. That would be incredible.
Can you imagine the crowd?
That would be so good.
That'd
We'd
be a
have
party.
to
We'd be going
road
on
trip
for
to Winnipeg
days.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
We're definitely
We'll
going.
do a show out front.
Yeah. But no, Blake Wheeler has been.
It's cold in
'cause
Winnipeg.
I'm pretty sure you said.
You guys can do it.
Yeah, but it's June. That's at least 5
it's cold
degrees.
in June there.
It'll be flooded. It's all right.
It's cold there in June.
I believe you gave me a hard time for picking Wheeler because I picked him in the late rounds,
You know, because he's
leading
getting
the
older.
league in assists.
But I always liked Wheeler, even back when he was in Boston. That guy he had sweet hands.
Oh, he's a very good player.
I just thought he was getting older.
Plus, you put him on a line with Scheifele and whoever else they have on that
How
line.
you not Line?
Is Line on that line?
I don't know.
Or is he? I don't know. Or Ehlers.
Just got his
Ehlers.
50th career goal.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
What's with his Amish beard? He looks
Worst
weird.
beard ever.
He looks weird. I don't know. This is like this is a style show
His
now.
English is getting better, I've noticed.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of him.
Me fail English.
That's impossible. I don't know. What else we talk about?
I don't have
Nothing?
anything else. Are
Nothing
there any
happened?
Viewer questions? that need to be
No.
answered?
No, no.
Our
okay.
viewers are actually not helping the show this week. They have helped in the past, but
Way to go, viewers.
I got some comments here that I can't say anything. Hey, just before we
Are they not
go,
PG rated.
I'm just curious. I'm just gonna run the numbers quick here. So you got
Oh, here we go.
Ovechkin.
Yeah.
Okay. NHL totals. He's up to 578 goals. Okay.
Who did he just pass? Recchi? Did he just pass Recchi?
I'm not sure.
In the 20th of all time or something like that?
So let's
It's
just.
crazy to think about. What is he, 30 years old?
What's Gretzky's record?
892?
Hockey trivia.
892, I believe.
Okay, we'll go with 892.
We'll Google it.
You Google it.
I'm going to say 892.
I'm
Nolan,
gonna
what's
say
your guess?
$1, Bob.
That is a terrible guess.
We're not doing closest without going over. Okay, so 892. Take away.
What are you even trying to figure out here?
I'm trying to figure out if this is breakable.
Oh,
So he's got 314 goals to go. How old is Alex Ovechkin? He is 32. So let's say he plays for 8 more years.
Only 32?
I thought he was
gray hair for
younger.
32.
Did I say 318? I did.
I don't know.
Divided by 8.
Oh, 894. I was close.
Okay, so let's just say for argument's sake, if he can average 39 goals a year,
Yeah, but
so you could post five years with 50 goal seasons.
not gonna happen.
Okay, but over the 40 mark. Okay, but this is only if he plays till 40. Now you imagine if he puts together a career like Yager
If he pulls a Yager.
and then scores maybe 15, 20 goals a year for that last 5 years.
I just don't see it, and I'll tell you why. Because the way he plays, I don't think his body's gonna hold up.
He's never
Yager never
injured.
played like that.
He's never injured.
He's been injured.
Never.
Hardly ever.
Look at
Very, very rarely, but he's had a few
82,
injuries.
79, 81, 78.
They're not 82.
That's
Look, he
all.
only played 48 games that year.
Okay.
It was the lockout year.
That was a lockout year. I think there was only
So yeah,
48
he's played almost every
I know.
game since his career.
That was a joke.
That's why joke. Okay.
Sorry.
But yeah, so he's up to. It's doable.
No,
Unless
he
I did
plays
my math wrong.
way
I might
too
have did my math
physical
wrong.
of a game.
The guy is 200,
As he gets
what,
older.
230
Oh, he's a
pounds.
brick house. Yes,
yeah, but that
I
doesn't mean you
swore I
wouldn't
knew
lean
I was
up in your
doing it.
older age. When you get older, you could get leaner.
Yeah, you could.
You know,
I just don't see it. Usually the players that you see have really long careers, like a Yager,
they're all
they avoid
Europeans.
physical contact.
But they're all Europeans. Again,
What's Ovechkin?
he can take that away from his
European.
game. So let's say he plays 5 more years the way he is. He realizes his body's starting to go.
That puts him at 37.
37.
That's old.
So now he's just playing on the third line, but you put him out every power play for that shot.
Yep.
Power play goals alone, he'll get 20 a year.
I'm surprised.
I don't know. I think it's doable.
I think he's. Who's in second?
He's
I don't even know
almost
who's
at
in
600 goals. 316 actually. I overdid it.
Learn how to use a calculator.
So 316.
Oh, he's still trying.
Okay, so hold on. Let's say that
318.
he scores 10 goals a year from 40 to 43, and then he retires. So that's 30 goals off of that. Okay? Now he's at 286 in 8 years.
Had a couple gray hairs.
So he's only got to average 35 a year.
Sure.
And if he puts together another 50 season, then you knock 15 more off that average. It's doable, man. I'm telling you, it's doable.
Anything's doable. Hell, Yager said McDavid would score 100 in a year. That's doable, apparently.
I don't think so.
Not, but
Not this
I don't think
day and
so.
age.
I highly, highly doubt it. I think it would be pretty funny if he did. I'll buy you a dinner.
It
if
doesn't
he
matter.
does.
He'll never be talked about in the same sentence as Gretzky. anyways.
Obviously not.
But he might be talked about in the same
He's
sentence
gonna-
as like a Brett Hall.
He's always going to be talked about as one of the greatest pure goal scorers
Yeah.
in the history of the game.
Yeah.
He's already at that point.
They're already
Even
saying,
if he retired now, he'd
well,
still be there.
Yeah, they say that Brett Hall was probably better when you adjust for the era. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's doable. Anyways,
Interesting.
Anything else?
no, that's all. I just was thinking about that on the way over.
He's got a hard on for Ovi.
But
I
just,
don't. I hate Ovi.
Just think of,
I don't hate him.
he's already 32 and all the gray hairs he's got. He's gonna be a silver fox on that ice. Imagine him in warm-ups, the silver flow.
I wonder if the tint on his visor will get darker.
He'll look
and
like
darker.
Gordie Howe with totally white hair.
That'd be awesome.
Getting Gordie Howe hat tricks at 45. That'd be nice. Imagine Ovechkin in a fight at 45.
Imagine him in a fight now. Does he ever fight?
Yeah, he's fought a few times. He's a bit
Was
of
he
a
the one that
bruiser.
started slapping the guy?
No.
That was Backstrom. Yeah, that
Was that Semin?
the Semin? That's what
It
it
was
was.
Semin.
Yeah.
This-
Hey.
One of the greatest fights ever.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it.
I'm out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody that tuned in online. Ending the
Um,
online video now.
Thank you for watching. As always, like and subscribe, leave a comment,
Mhm.
and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Maybe.
Yes.
Ovechkin, score!